Welcome back to the Michigan Business Beat, brought to you on the Michigan Business Network. Chris Holman here, broadcasting, of course, remote, but we're going to run down to the Ann Arbor area. Pauk, Krutko, who is the president and CEO of Ann Arbor SPARK, joins us again. And Paul, I welcome back. You know, we just spoke last week about Ann Arbor SPARK, highlighting some recent events and looking ahead to Thanksgiving Tech Homecoming. Let's give everybody kind of a quick rehash of what that is.
Oh, Tech Homecoming. Well, we are definitely interested in encouraging young people that have left Michigan to go to other academic institutions as they come home, and including students that stay here over Thanksgiving, to come to an event where there are companies that are showing the kind of high-tech, well-paying jobs that are available here in the Ann Arbor region. And the notion here is that we're trying to encourage them to understand that they could have the high quality of life that we all know in Michigan and not have to go to the coast and have a poorer quality of life for the same kind of tech job.
Yeah, and it looks like a bigger salary, but actually it's not.
No, and I think the important thing to understand is that the tech companies here are paying very, very competitive salaries. You know, we're probably talking about entry-level kinds of positions, but one of the projects we did recently where we attracted a company called KLA from the West Coast here to develop an R&D facility. They now have hired over 610 people, and the average salary is $100,000. That's the average salary. The median wage in Washington County is $46,000. So, I mean, their salaries on the coast are higher, but nonetheless, these are still competitive salaries when you factor in the cost of living and you know, what you get for your money here.
Well, okay, so you just talked about one of your successful relocations. Let's talk a little bit about some of the successful startups that have benefited your investment.
Sure. You know, the one of the things that I think your audience has heard when we've talked before in the past is that in addition to the work we do in attracting companies and working in a sort of a consultative direct intervention role with early stage companies, we do have capital pools that we invest in companies. So, you know, I got a couple of examples for you, Chris. I mean,
sure, absolutely.
The sense of what we've accomplished. SkySpecs is a company that I think a lot of people know or have heard of. They started at the very beginning with us. You know, a few people that were postdoc researchers at U of M created a company to use drones to inspect wind turbines. We invested in them both from our capital pool and from our angel fund. We have a program where we get angels together to invest. They now have, they're based in Ann Arbor now. They have 250 employees. They've raised $133 million since we've been working with them. And we're very hopeful that soon they may, you know, go into the IPO market and would be a tremendous success. Sometimes we invest in companies elsewhere in the States. So another one I would mention to you is a company called Oberon Space Technology. It's in Houghton. They spun out of Michigan Tech. They now have 50 employees. They've raised $32 million. What they do, it's interesting when you think about some of the technologies here in the state of Michigan. They are a part of a space tech cluster that's taking place up there of space-related companies. They make plasma thrusters. It sounds like something out of Star Trek, right? Plasma thrusters for spacecraft and satellites, right? In Michigan. So
yeah.
And the last one I would tell you is you know, is sort of in the therapeutics, the healthcare side, because one of the questions I think you always ask me is, what is the range of things we invest in? And it really responds to the fantastic technologies. I was just with President Ono yesterday at the U of M, and he described how they are leading in 110 different disciplines, programs at the University of Michigan. They're in the top in that. So there's all kinds of technology. So this one does advancing cancer detection through analyzing single cells. We've supported them again. We've invested in them. They have 56 employees so far, and they've raised $46 million. So for us, it's not that we just want to invest and advance a company and have them have a big exit or do this. Each of these we've described how they're creating jobs in our state. And again, back to what you asked me about Tech Homecoming, those are the kind of opportunities we want these young people to understand that are here.
Well, you are certainly spawning and in many ways helping them. The American Center for Mobility, which is right down there, been at the forefront of testing and research for connected autonomous vehicles, obviously. Growing interest in hydrogen fuel or fuel cells, right?
Right.
Could you discuss any initiatives related to that?
Sure, I can. So hydrogen is an interesting thing at this moment, I guess is the way to describe it. It's an alternate technology for drivetrains. And so first, we have two facilities being developed at ACM. The first is by a company called Biotech that is doing a modular hydrogen facility. Now think this through with me. Hydrogen to deliver in a vehicle is much like what had to happen with the automobile at the beginning. You have to have places where hydrogen vehicles can fuel, right? So they're demonstrating a modular facility that 200 vehicles a day could be fueled there. And then we just got an award at ACM to participate in a Midwest coalition of $1 billion investment from the Biden administration in conjunction with other states. So there's going to be a second hydrogen facility at ACM.
Unbelievable stuff. You guys are always moving forward at a very rapid rate. Paul Krutko, who is the president and CEO of Ann Arbor SPARK. Keep up the good work, my friend. You're helping the whole state.
Yeah, thanks for the time, Chris. We always enjoy talking with you.
Always good to have you on. You're watching the Michigan Business Beat on the Michigan Business Network. I'm Chris Holman.